3 newly uncovered vulnerabilities in the PCIe encryption protocol could leave systems exposed to serious data handling issues. This matters because PCIe is a critical standard used in many devices, from graphics cards to storage drives, making the potential impact widespread. On December 10, 2025, the PCI Special Interest Group disclosed these vulnerabilities affecting PCIe base specification revision 5.0 and later. Researchers from Intel identified 3 specific flaws that could allow local attackers to manipulate data, escalate privileges, or cause service disruptions. The vulnerabilities stem from weaknesses in the integrity and data encryption mechanism meant to secure data transfers. Next, we'll delve into the details of these vulnerabilities and what actions manufacturers and users should take to mitigate the risks. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. On December 10, 2025, the PCI Special Interest Group, PCI, publicly disclosed 3 significant vulnerabilities within the PCIe Integrity and Data Encryption (IDE) protocol, which is critical for securing data transfers in systems utilizing PCIe 5.0 and higher. These vulnerabilities were identified by a team of Intel researchers, highlighting ongoing concerns about the security of hardware interfaces. The flaws identified are categorized under specific CVE identifiers, each corresponding to distinct weaknesses that could allow attackers with physical access to exploit the PCIe interface. Notably, the vulnerabilities include issues such as forbidden IDE reordering and completion timeout redirection, which could lead to the processing of outdated or incorrect data. The potential impact of these vulnerabilities ranges from information disclosure to escalation of privileges, emphasizing the need for vigilance in environments that depend on PCIe for data integrity. Despite the severity of these vulnerabilities being classified as low, with CVSS scores indicating a manageable risk, the implications of a successful attack could be significant, particularly in systems where sensitive data is processed. The PCSIG has recommended that manufacturers adopt the updated PCIe 6.0 standard and implement the associated Erratum No. 1 guidance to mitigate these risks effectively. In response to the disclosure, both Intel and AMD have issued alerts regarding the specific processors affected, urging users to apply necessary firmware updates promptly. This is particularly crucial for environments that rely on IDE for protecting sensitive information, as failure to address these vulnerabilities could leave systems susceptible to targeted attacks. The CERT Coordination Center, CERT/CC, has also emphasized the importance of following these recommendations to enhance security measures across affected systems. As the PCIe vulnerabilities come to light, the potential impact on both systems and users is significant, particularly for those relying on PCIe 5.0 and later standards. The nature of these flaws means that local attackers with physical access could exploit them, potentially leading to severe data handling issues. For instance, the risk of information disclosure could enable unauthorized access to sensitive data, which is particularly concerning in environments where data privacy is paramount. Moreover, the escalation of privilege vulnerability may allow attackers to gain higher levels of access than intended, which could lead to further exploitation of the system. This is especially troubling for organizations that operate in sectors like finance or healthcare, where strict access controls are vital for maintaining security and compliance. The denial of service aspect could disrupt normal operations, causing downtime that impacts productivity and service delivery. Even though the vulnerabilities are rated as low severity, their exploitation could still lead to cascading effects, particularly in complex systems where multiple components rely on PCIe for communication. The advisory from CERT/CC highlights the urgency for manufacturers to adopt the updated PCIe 6.0 standard and implement the recommended corrections. This proactive approach is essential to mitigate risks, as neglecting to update could leave systems vulnerable to these specific attacks. Ultimately, end users must remain vigilant and ensure that they apply any firmware updates from their suppliers. This is crucial for safeguarding sensitive data, especially in systems where the IDE protocol is employed to enhance data protection. As these vulnerabilities underscore the importance of robust security measures, organizations should reassess their cybersecurity protocols to address potential weaknesses in their hardware configurations. As manufacturers and users navigate the implications of these newly disclosed PCIe vulnerabilities, Immediate actions and strategic adjustments are essential. First and foremost, manufacturers are urged to prioritize updates to their hardware and software implementations. Adopting the PCIe 6.0 standard, which addresses these vulnerabilities, is critical in ensuring that future products are resilient against potential attacks. The PCIe IDE's Erratum No. 1 guidance provides specific recommendations that manufacturers should integrate into their development processes to mitigate risks associated with the IDE protocol. For users, particularly those in sectors that handle sensitive information, applying firmware updates from system or component suppliers is not merely recommended but imperative. These updates can significantly enhance the security of devices against the specific vulnerabilities identified. Organizations should also consider conducting security audits to evaluate their current systems and identify any potential exposure due to these vulnerabilities. In addition, as these vulnerabilities underscore the importance of robust security protocols, users should engage in regular training and awareness programs. This helps ensure that all personnel understand the risks associated with improper access to PCIe interfaces and the significance of maintaining physical security measures. Furthermore, collaboration between hardware manufacturers and software developers will be vital in creating comprehensive security solutions. By sharing insights and best practices, they can foster an ecosystem that prioritizes security and resilience against evolving threats. In summary, the next steps for manufacturers and users involve a proactive approach to vulnerability management, emphasizing updates, training, and collaboration to safeguard systems against potential exploitation. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.